connecting the dots between the Trump campaign and Russia.
And after 3 years of lies, the Russia hoax is finally dead.
I solemnly open the debate on the impeachment of the President of the United States.
President Trump today has been acquitted.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi appeared to take the speech in her hand and rip it in half. Wow.
This is no time for Donald Trump hysterical xenophobia.
One way you get rid of Trump is a crashing economy, so please bring on the recession.
We will burn down this system.
I'm hit left and right, left and right.
This has been the most peaceful week these streets have seen.
Facebook says it's taken down Trump re-election campaign ads.
Over 300 videos were taken down.
They are erasing everything.
But the Chinese say China would prefer Joe Biden.
Jobless numbers, the unemployment numbers for the month of June, going to be absolutely terrible.
We built the greatest economy in the world. I'll do it a second time.
Appears to be a stunner. Much better than expected.
The U.S. added 4.8 million jobs.
1.8 million jobs.
Greatest comeback in American history.
No matter how hard they try to stop us, they can't. You protected your family. You defended your dignity. You recaptured your destiny. And you took back your country with that great election. You have always been loyal to this nation. Now you finally have a president who is loyal to you. With every last ounce of heart and hope and sweat and soul, we are going to make our stand. We are going to stand for liberty. We are going to stand for justice. We are going to stand for freedom. And we will make America great again. And I'm fighting for you, and I love doing it. And I will never, ever stop. And you know that. The forgotten men and women will never, ever be forgotten again. And ladies and gentlemen of this country, the best is yet to come.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's rock.
And happy Thursday, everyone. Thank you once again for actually with the heads up of guys, I'm sorry. Got a phone call today if I could cover a game and refereeing, and I never turn it down because obviously if you give back and help out, they give you and reward you with games. And because I love refereeing, of course I get rewarded. So I couldn't turn it down. I know you guys didn't matter what time I was going to do my live, as long as I do it, right? I mean, it is what it is. The time people can watch the reruns, but you know what? We have a good crew tonight, which I'm surprised because everyone's doesn't look through throughout the day on my feed to see on my status is me changing my times like I usually do, which is Monday at 9 and Thursdays at 9, guys. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. For the people that didn't check out my profile today to know that it was at 8 o'clock tonight, they will watch it. Yes, love the hat. Yes. Carol says she loves the hat. So anyway, guys, and you can thank Irene for the hat. She sent me this beautiful hat that I pretty much could sleep with every night. So anyway, first things first, guys, it is a whole new year. This is like January 1st. It's like Christmas has passed. It's a whole different year. Before we even get to that, though, because obviously this is the only podcast with common sense, there's nothing written down, guys. I don't practice anything. I go to work, I come back from work, I do my things, I come on this podcast. I usually write a couple of things down so I don't forget to talk about stuff, but there's nothing, no prompter in front of me telling me or showing me what to say and stuff like that. I just go with the flow and say what I have to say, no filters, obviously, for the people that follow me. But first, before we start, let's go and see which of the truthers, the common sensors, the Freedom Family, the Patriots, the purebloods, the once upon a time purebloods. You guys are all loved, and we're all one big happy family, guys. And obviously, this is amazing. But were you surprised? Did you ever have any doubt that Trump wasn't going to win? Like, honestly, did you guys have any doubt in mind that Trump was going to lose? I know with the cheating in 2020 and stuff like that, but if we've already discussed this, and including Roland, it had to happen. It was made to happen to drain the swamp. And we've learned so much in those 4 years, but we'll get to that in a second. First things first, let's do some shout outs, because I know a lot of people like to hear their voices on, on the podcasts. So first things first is, oh, look at this. It's Helen. Actually, it's going to be Karen, our first one from Illinois, guys. Illinois, a blue state. Welcome, Karen. I guarantee you're you're definitely not a Trump hater, even though you're in Illinois. So welcome to the show, Miss Karen, Camaro Chevy Girl from Nova Scotia, Mr. Vince Guimont, Gilles Bourgeois, Kim Abbott, and Miss Hanlon from New Brunswick, of course. Still on cloud nine following the elections. Aren't we all? Even us Canadian family, we love Trump too, like you don't even understand. How you doing, Rachel? How you doing, Dale? Tadaz, Genevieve from The Rock, Mr. Sean, all the way from Oshawa, Brenda Pryor, Miss Lisa Bork, Trudy Musco, which she means that's not her name, Trudy. She's just saying Trudeau. It took me a bit to figure that out once in a while when I think Trudy must go. And anyway. Long story short, how you doing, Angela, Norman, Miss Carrie, Denise, Norma, and Ed? Volume is back and fine now. Good for you, Karen. Denny, the Jet Cormier, Myria Dag, Fred, all the way from Miramichi. Who else here? Miss Jeanne Michelle from Ontario, who's working at the same time. Let's see, Natalie, the Lioness Newman, Martin, brother from a different mother, Ron, all the way from the Winterpeg. How you doing, Mike from Riverview? Marcel, the Tiger, Dion, ex former tough guy for my hockey team, brought back a lot of memories. Trust me. How you doing, Terry from Ottawa? Miss Dawn from the Southern California. Mr. Roland, Carol from my hometown, Buctouche, Miss Eagles from Ontario, Dale, Anna Gallant, great last name, Miss Amy from Grand Falls, Mr. Dan Sear, Joel from the Dieppe area. How you doing, Dan Marsh? Yeah, I know they're losing their minds. I've seen lots of videos of the women, if you call them women. I mean, they, them, she, not, I don't even know what they're pronoun women. What else here? Donnelly from Chase, BC. Bob and Lori from the Grand Falls area. Who else? Annette, Pauline, Wendy. Who else? Vanessa, Miss Janice from Home Depot. Donna, Gerald, Anne Marie. You guys, I mean, wow. Louis LeBlanc. There's so many of you guys. It's going to be hard for me to get through. Diane from Ohio. How you doing, Diane? We welcome Americans like you don't even understand. Okay, us Canadians, we still have running water. We don't live in igloos, for you people that didn't know that in America, but we still love you guys all, even though you don't know that. How you doing, Miss Brenda from Alberta? Joanne, Sylvie, and Marcel. Okay, guys, first things first is, I mean, did anybody have any doubt that Trump was going to lose? Like, seriously, did anybody have any doubt? Because honestly, there was no doubt in my mind. I was very happy. I'm very surprised that even Camel Toe had that many voters, I guess you could say. But most of it was, if not half of it was, mail-in ballots, right? We all know that, mail-in ballots. They're still doing it in Nevada, in case you guys didn't even know that. I mean, a bunch of Nevada ballots came in mail order, and they're mail order. I'm thinking about mail order brides, but mail-in ballots that just came in the other day, guys. I think it was today. And this is not a lie, not one ballot was Republican. I mean, you don't even know how angry I get to when I hear stuff like that. But anyway, it is what it is. It's done. How you doing, Todd Burgess? Hope you're feeling good, buddy. Glad you're watching, brother. Always think about you. Trust me. I think about you on a daily basis in a good way, not in one of those she-male LBGQT BINGO ways, by the way. I know I like to make you laugh because you need it. How you doing, Mathieu Richard? So first things first, guys. I've seen a lot of people, not a lot. I've seen some people on Facebook, okay? And this is Common Sense Podcast, plain and simple. Common sense, no filter. There's three of me. I'm split personalities. I got three. I got the Jeff, I got the Archie Bunker, and I've got the Don Cherry, okay? In case of you American friends that know that, Don Cherry, great sports broadcaster that was fired a few years ago because he came out and said to the foreigners, immigrants, that around this time, Remembrance Day, they weren't going out buying poppies. And all he said is, you people should respect the veterans that fought for freedom for you people to live here. So help out and give some money for the poppies. And all of a sudden he lost his job, sports broadcasting. And he's like the cornerstone for Canada. He is completely Canadian. Anyway, he lost his job for the people that don't follow hockey. Great. I mean, this guy would be a perfect prime minister. He says it as it is, right? And we just, that's when society in Canada went down the woke road, which we all know is pre-planned. So anyway, first things first is I've seen posts on Facebook saying that Trump is going to bring in, oh my God, the NWO. He's going to usher in the New World Order, and he's a Zionist, and he's a Freemason, 33 Freemason, and stuff like this. You two feathers from the same bird. I've heard it and seen it all. All right. First things first, I don't like spending a lot of time on this, but I'm going to go in common sense to put your delts aside, right? Because it's really common sense. And you got to remember, they've been dumbing us down with our foods, with the water, with the air, and put in stuff like barium, aluminum, fluoride, obviously, in our food and our water, obviously, to dumb us down so we do not think for ourselves. That's the whole point. So we don't think for ourselves. So you have guys like me that, have a master's in psychology, a degree in psychology, a master's in street smart, but a PhD in common sense, right? PhD in common sense. That's the highest you're ever going to get. I've got a PhD in common sense. So I'm going to break it down for you guys, right? Plain and simple. And of course, Todd, I'm not missing out on November 30th. For the people, before I go there, for the people in the New Brunswick area, you should know that, Mr. Todd, one of our Freedom Family fighters, obviously been following me from day one. Great guy, obviously likes to joke around. Found out that he had stage 4 cancer, did a surgery the other day. We're having a little fundraiser for him on November 30th at the Holy Whale down here in Riverview for the people that are local. There's about 6 or 7, 8 bands that start from 12 noon to 12 at night. Get down there. There's going to be silent auctions, great bands. Get to see Todd himself. So just to let the people know in the local area in Canada, in New Brunswick, come and support because Todd's a great guy. I'm sure he'll shake your hands. Let's hope he shaves that day because, he looks like a big bearded biker, but we still love him. So anyway, first things first. All right. Number one is what you guys need to understand is 2 things. Okay. 1, there's a difference between Freemasons and Illuminati. I recommend you look up the difference between Freemasons and Illuminati. Yes, I've been hearing that Trump is a 33rd degree Freemason. Well, what you guys don't understand, back in the 1600s with Freemasons and Illuminati, they separated. There's one good and one bad. And I recommend you do a couple things. 1, decide to look what's the difference between the Illuminati, which I call the Illuminatis, okay, and look up Freemasons, okay? There's 2 different things. One is light, right? One is light and positive. The Shriners, guys, I think everybody knows those Shriners Club. The ones that used to go in the parades and drive those little dinky cars and wear those funky hats. Those are Freemasons, all right? Do you see them out hurting kids and doing evil things and sex trafficking and adrenochrome and beyond. No, you don't see that stuff, right? So number one is learn the difference between a Freemason and the Illuminati. And if you don't know the difference and you don't like reading, I recommend you watch the movie with Tom Hanks, even though Tom Hanks is a douchebag. Sorry for saying the word douchebag, but he really is the most evil, one of the most top 10 evil person in the world when it comes to kids and sex trafficking, right? He's one of the top priests when it comes to doing bad things to kids. But he did make a movie about, and it was called The Angels and Demons. I think you guys, if you haven't seen it, I recommend you do watch the movie Angels and Demons with him in it. You'll see the difference between the Illuminati and the Freemasons. And then Ron says, yeah, most Shriners are pedals too. Yes, there's different degrees of Freemasons is what I'm trying to say. All right. Now the 33 degree of Freemasonry is a whole lot different than anybody else. I like to believe that the 33 degree Freemasons, those are the millionaires, the multimillionaires, the billionaires. It's a whole different club. It's like the Hells Angels. There's different subclubs. All right, you know, you got the Paradise Riders, you got the Satan's Choice, you got the Red Devils. It's the same kind of. I hate to compare that, but it's sub-levels. So first things first, the most important thing that you must understand, you cannot, all right, picture this. I want you guys to picture this. Focus on this, all right? Focus on this. Trump is one man, correct? One man, okay? One man with many, many followers. So let's put this aside and let's do it this way. He's put in there to deceive. He's going to be doing this, and he's going to be bringing in the NWO and all this stuff. Okay. One thing you got to understand, and yeah, Keith, I'm going to bring that up on the next live with the symbol with X. All right. One thing you need to understand is this: do you think if Donald Trump was such a bad person, even though we've seen it since 2015 of the amount of attacks, assassinations, the amount of business, the amount of stuff that they put on him. If he was the same feather from the same bird, okay, do you actually think they would have went through all that trouble to paint this guy into the kind of monster that he really is? Don't you think if they were puppets with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and Camel Toe, do you think with the amount of disclosure and awakening in the past 8 years that they would have opened all these doors up to expose the amount of corruption if Donald Trump was ushering the New World Order? Does that even make sense for the common sense people? You don't even need that much common sense. 10%, maybe 20% of common sense. Do you think, or the plan would be, okay, you bash a little bit, you know, to get everybody's trust. All right. But here's the thing. There is so much people around the world that love, because I've heard he was the Antichrist, but there's so much people around the world that love him. All right. Love him. All right. And here's another thing, Robbie, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because Robbie J, if you can see, I don't know if he's a troll or what he is. Okay. He's bringing up Operation Warp Speed. And if you paid attention to my podcast, Robbie, which you don't, you would use your common sense, my friend, and think of the word operation. And if you knew what operation meant, it's what the army and the military use to do certain operations. So if you actually knew what Operation Warp Speed was, then you would actually know what it really detailed. But that's as much time I'm going to spend with you, Robbie. And if you put any more effing bullshit about what you think and listen to what I say, then you would have some common sense to actually listen how impossible and how ridiculous you sound. All right? Because this I'm bringing this up because of your idiotic ideology of Donald Trump being the same feather on the same bird. Okay, different flocks or whatever he put it. Okay, now here's the question you guys got to understand is this. All right, do you think one man, Donald Trump, with over 81 million people in the United States that love this man, okay? Do you think if Donald Trump did something tomorrow or even next year, do you think 81 million people that have so much trust in this person, do you know how easy it would be to literally flip and fuck shit up? Even if Donald Trump became this Zionist, this Freemason, this Antichrist, do you know that one man could not stop 81 million Americans plus around the world from literally, if you think assassination from a 21-year-old on top of a roof of a portable could get him? Try thinking what 81 million people could do. You think people would actually listen to him? I mean, use your common sense, my friend. Honest to God, use your common sense. All right? I mean, it's out there. If you can't figure it out right now, then you're never going to figure it out, my friend. Stop drinking tap water with the fluoride, please, and stop shoving those damn PCR tests in your nose. All right? It's not going to happen. It's impossible to happen. You think one man could usher in the NWO with that much trust of people, and you don't think there wouldn't be a civil war the next day if they even sniffed something was going to happen? Just a sniff. And you think the army, you think the military would save Donald Trump from 81 million people? That's just the worst ridiculous ideology I could ever think of. All right? It doesn't even make sense. That's literally saying, as an analogy, that's literally saying that Justin Trudeau is the best thing, the next best thing than sliced bread. I mean, that's the analogy. We hate Trudeau in Canada, but there's a lot of many reasons. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I wrote it down. All right. Justin Trudeau, for most of you guys, was arrested. Justin Trudeau was sentenced to prison for 3 years. If you don't believe me, check my wall out yesterday or early this morning when I put a video out that he tried to hide the video. All right. But we found it. One of the fellow patriots found the video. That's right. He served 7 months. Trudeau served 7 months in prison back in the early 2000s for, get this, guys, for a possession of a firearm. And on top of that he was involved with the Hells Angels. Lots of proof on that. I kind of knew that back in the past, right? He was involved when he was a bouncer at a nightclub. Yeah, the video was in French. I'm sorry about that. The video was in French. I'm sorry to say. And you can thank Mark Villo that just said, hi, Jeff. He's the one that found the video for us because it was hard to find the video. Okay. But he was in prison for 7 months. And there was a death of a little boy that had Justin Castro's son, Justin Castro, involved in that. Okay. And we're not even going to talk about, the pig farm in, BC. All right. But that, my friend, there's many reasons why we hate Justin Trudeau. All right. So plain and simple, Pierre Poilievre better step up his game, Mo. Of course he's going to step up his game. How can you step up his game if you have the minority government and you have the NDPs backing the Liberals up? It's hard because they know what's going to happen, right? So there's only so much he can do. But I can promise you, now that Justin Trudeau knows that Trump's in office, you can guarantee shit's going to happen, and it's going to happen pretty damn fast. So I don't even want to. I mean, it's hard to even to try to get people to think for themselves if you think that one man can usher in the NWO, New World Order, when that same man kicked out the WEF, when that same man kicked out the WHO, when that same man kicked out the United Nations. You think they'd go through all that trouble if you think he was a Zionist? Like, phew, it just shocks my mind. But I mean, that's just liberal thinking. That's just idiotic. It just doesn't even make no sense. When it comes to common sense, people that even come up with, I wish someone would come on my live. If anybody knows of any libtards or any Democrats that are good debaters, besides Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk. I mean, those guys, but they love Trump. I debate with them about Donald Trump being bad. I mean, anybody could come and try to debate with me with Donald Trump being bad. I have enough proof, all right, even though one video that would ban me for life once again on Facebook, that I would just throw out the video, and of course I'd be banned for the video. I think, I can't really get into the details, but I've got a good video of what Trump done. But how does a prime minister that served 7 months in prison for possession of guns and drugs and is affiliated with the Hells Angels, which makes complete sense considering with the whole convoy. I remember calling out the bikers, how come they weren't, if they wanted a good name in Canada with Canadian patriots, why they didn't support the Canadians in that truck convoy with us. Makes a lot of sense now. Kind of had a hint on it when I was admitting that didn't make no sense. If they want to spread a good name for themselves, help out those Canadians in those tough times. I guarantee we don't care for the law, which I think you guys shouldn't care for the law either. So I remember calling them out once upon a time in my life, saying, why aren't they helping us? Because if they want respect, they're definitely going to get it. But now it makes all complete sense, right? And yeah, you're right, Paul. Trump already had 4 years and not one war. Not one war. So you tell me how he could be a Zionist with not one war. Doesn't even make sense for, I can't even remember his name, who was just bashing Trump that's been watching. Get off the meds, or I mean, I don't know what kind of drugs you're on, but anybody that actually thinks that Trump is a Zionist and going to usher in the the New World Order and usher in wars and usher in different he's not a politician. He's a businessman. He's always been a businessman. Okay, you can't buy Donald Trump. Here's more common sense. You're a billionaire. You're in your 70s. What the hell do you think he's doing? Do you think he owes society? Do you think he owes the Zionists the rest of his life to be shot at, to be brought down, to be literally assassinated on TV every single day since 2015 and being laughed at and being arrested and being charged? Think about it. All right. Think about the common sense and how idiotic that sounds. If you think that he's a puppet and they're trying to make him look bad to gain people's trust. Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it this way. So they usher in someone to gain everybody's trust that went through hell and back to gain everybody's trust. Okay, so let's pretend he's the Antichrist. He's in there right now. What do you think he can do? What do you think he's going to do that would usher in the NWO? Because if any 81 million of those mega people would even have a sniff of him doing anything bad, you don't even understand the consequences. There's not enough security that could hide Donald Trump. He would have to go underground for the rest of his life. You understand? It would be complete chaos. All right? Never can happen. So I'm not even going to get on that train to even think about that. Yeah, I like the video you put on your profile about Trudeau younger years. Yeah, you could thank Mark for that video because they try to hide that video from us. But what I was going to say, you got Jagmeet Singh, who's on the terrorist list. For the American friends, we actually have a politician who's a leader of what they call the NDP party, who was involved with the India plane crash bombings with his two brothers. And he's the leader of the NDP party. He's on a terrorist watch. He can't fly to the States. He can't fly to Europe. But he's the leader, and he's one of those towel heads that, going around acting all macho, which I would love to meet him face to face. And, that little red dot that he doesn't have there, you can guarantee my fingers would make that red dot instantly if I ever met him face to face. And then you got our prime minister who went to prison, was sentenced to 3 years and got 7 months and involved in all this stuff. Anyway, you American people already know, because most of your people in Congress, I did a video not too long ago that had a shitload of charges, and all these charges were literally of what your Congress people have on them that are running Congress. All right. So let's go with a couple things, guys, and then we'll talk about it. I mean, it's great. It is a great day to be alive. It really is. I didn't watch The View because I never watched that shit, but a lot of people were telling me that those I hate to use the word retards, were like going crazy. It would have been a comedy show for, I don't know if they're on 30 minutes for an hour, but I mean, it would have definitely been, it definitely would have been a comedy show to watch those things. Okay. Going crazy the next day. And I work in the day, so I actually don't even have cable. So I don't even know if I could watch what happened, how crazy Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the tarts would have mouthed off that day. But anyway, it would have been a funny show. So first things first, obviously Putin made it obvious that he's stopping the war with Ukraine. There was never a war in Ukraine. You guys should know that. And if you don't know that, there was never a war in Ukraine, guys, to begin with. It's a common sense question that I told my girlfriend's son today. The thing that was happening in Ukraine was very simple. It's a very simple, common sense question is what did Putin have? Okay. And again, common sense. What does Putin have of assassinating innocent people, women and children? What does a president of a country have to assassinate, to murder women and children? What does that accomplish? That's not a very hard question. It really isn't a hard question. And when you think about it, it doesn't make any sense. You don't even have to think long to think about why would Putin go and do that? What's the accomplishment that's going to get from him? No, that never happened. No, what happened is the simple thing that's been happening since the 80s. The United States had one enemy only, and that's been Russia. And we've been watching since the 80s of how much the United States hate Russia, because Russia doesn't literally beg and get on their knees for United States. They've always hated United States because of their Western ways. So they always tried to get the rest of the world to hate Russia. So the same thing like Ukraine. It was a place to, they had tons of biolabs from the United States that were in Ukraine. Number two is, what better way to get the world to hate Russia and gang up on Russia than do what? Have mercenaries in Ukraine kill their own people and blame it on Russia. It's very simple. I mean, think about it. Oh my God, the Russian troops are killing women and children. This is a catastrophe. Let's get the UN, NATO. Let's get the NATO troops. Let's get American. Let's get Canada. Well, Canada's army is a joke. I mean, give me a break. Canada's army, what a effing joke that would be. But anyway, let's get the world to gang up and let's take out Russia. And then if we take out Russia, we have the world. But that's never going to happen with Russia, because those Russian troops are crazy. All right. They don't have tampons in their washrooms like our military in the United States military. OK, plain and simple. But what a perfect way to get the world to hate Russia is kill. And trust me, I've showed many videos of people saying our own troops are killing our own people in Ukraine. OK, just to let you know, there's no war in Ukraine. All right. They were showing footages and stuff like that since back in 2014, when they did a coup d'etat and took out the real president back in 2014, because that's what they did. They placed Zelensky, the the homo cross-dresser. They put him in as a puppet and did a coup d'etat back in 2014. That's got history. All right. But there's a lot of things to it. Yeah. Not only we have a military. Yeah. It's a very gay military. I don't give a shit about, I'll make fun of our military. I don't care. People get mad and pissed at me about, we need to respect our veterans. Yes, I respect the veterans that served in our World War I and World War II, because those guys didn't know any better. Okay. But besides that, I don't respect any veteran after that, because there was no wars. Canada's not in a war. We don't need military. We never needed military. We're not at war at anything. If you want to get at war, then you go against the United States, because they're the ones that start all the wars. And now something about Canada's got to get up to 2% or something with the military budgeting and stuff like that. Guys, I mean, if I was prime minister, we wouldn't have a military. All right. To be honest with you, I would slash the military. Like it'd be the first thing besides getting rid of the RCMP. That would be my first thing. I would get rid of the RCMP like the next day. But the next thing after that, number 2 on my list, would be to get rid of the military, because obviously it's costing us billions of dollars a year to have tampons in the women in the boys military. It just does not make any sense. All right. So unfortunately, as long as we have a military, what happens when we have a military, guys? Do you guys know? I'm going to give you that question. Why do we, or any other country in the world, why do we have military? Because it's all pre-programmed, guys. I know you guys got the answer, but it's for my American friends. They probably don't have the answer because they just started watching me. Why do countries have military, guys? Anybody? Taxes, taxes, taxes. That's right. Taxes for everybody. Because as long as we have military and as long as they think there's wars going on, we have income taxes. That's right. We have been paying income taxes and we should have stopped paying income taxes since 1945. But they keep on saying that we need military. So the people that are in the military to this very day, I'm not going to respect you guys. Go out and get a real job, because it's people like you and your tampons that are making people like us pay income tax, because there's no wars anywhere. Sorry. You want a war? Well, if we have the army, if we really have military, then I'm going to station you in Brampton as of tomorrow. All right. Because there's a war going on in Brampton, Ontario, as we speak right now. And guys, for the people out in America, they're literally, our floodgates are open with a lot of Pakistans, a lot of Khalistans, but Pakistans, push start Indians, I like to call them, millions of them, not hundreds, not thousands, not 100,000, millions of them. And there is a big, big monster protest in Brampton, like out of control. I hope you guys see the videos, but there is a lot of them happening right now. Guys, there's nothing like a good old machine gun wouldn't solve, to be honest with you. But you know what? If we did have military, they'd be stationed right now, because you know what? At the end of the day, we had a truck convoy with, with what Trudeau did to the truck convoy with peaceful protests, which was a big circle jerk, if you ask me, because there's nothing that comes out of peaceful. But go look at the videos in Brampton of what they're doing, right? Because I'm going to tell you, there's a state of an emergency coming because those people are crazy. You know what I mean? It's a complete war zone in Brampton as we speak. And trust me, all it takes is 1,000 brave alpha males like myself with some machine guns and some bats and that would solve that problem. And trust me, there'd be planes with deportation the very next day, and these people would be battered in blue. All right. So let's go with that. So yeah, I did that. I wrote that. I wrote that down. Got that. What's that? Also, before I go for tonight's live, guys, because I got to leave pretty soon. I know it's short and sweet, but let's go through a few videos. And then I've got some formulas. I got some stuff for you guys I'm going to share on my Facebook. All right. I want you guys to pay attention to my Facebook tomorrow on my wall. I've got some good remedies for detoxification. I've got some good remedies if you know people with cancer. I've got some good remedies for people that want to get rid of parasites. I've got some good detoxification for heavy metals. I've got 3 good detoxification, including in a tub detoxification that my girlfriend just did the other night. You guys would love it. It detoxifies from heavy metals, parasites, everything that we're surrounded with, and you'll see it and you'll feel it in with this stuff that she decided to do the other night. And to me, she said, Jeff, I was kind of dizzy, but she was pre-warned before that she would kind of feel dizzy. But when you feel dizzy, it's because your body's detoxifying. So that's a good sign. All right. Just to let you guys know, I will share it. I wrote it down. I will share it because I have it and I want you guys to try it, especially the people, well, everybody, not just special. I mean, I'm going to do my ivermectin, guys. I'm going to do my chlorophyll. I'm going to do my fenbenzidol, because obviously we're filled with parasites. We all know right now parasites are the cause of cancer. We know cancer is parasites, just to let you know. So I've got a lot of things to share with you guys, and I'll put it on my wall for you guys to do it. All right. How much for the hat, Jeff? Louis, that's a good question. Ask Irene LA. So go on my wall or go on our Freedom Family. Irene LA is the one that bought this and sent this to me. All right, Irene. I don't know what she paid for it, but Irene, if you're watching, I think you're watching, let Louis LeBlanc know about where you got the hat. All right, she sent me 2 flags, one being back there and one I'm going to put on my wall. Fred said I took ivermectin. Guys, ivermectin, benfenzidol. I mean, take it on a daily basis if you want. It's just going to help you. But I'll share it with everybody. Chlorophyll liquid drops is the best for detoxification too. I will share that with you guys too. Yeah, the hat is awesome. All right, let's share some things with you guys because I got to get going pretty soon. I got a referee in about 45 minutes, but I like sharing a couple things with you guys. The amount of stupidity coming out of Toronto, which we all know is effed. It's really messed up. Okay, number one is they have a Chinese as a mayor, which can't even speak English. Okay, she was put in there. She wasn't elected. She was selected to be put in there because you can't even get idiotic like her. But look what she did in Toronto, guys. They're actually naming a street after Taylor Swift. All right, and they unveiled a Taylor Swift Way as an honorary route that connects Nathan Phillips Square to Rogers Center just in time for the highly anticipated Taylor Swift. Guys, you got stop it with the Taylor Swift, okay? Stop it with that witch, because she really is a witch. You don't even understand the history of Taylor Swift, okay? Stop it with that. But this woke piece of crap, which I'm hoping one day they're going to find out that she works with the CCP party of China, and she was never elected. She was selected in there. How did Toronto ever became so messed up? Well, it's very simple. It's filled with immigrants. So I don't care if that offends you. If it offends you, don't be watching my lives, because you know what? There's no filter. I say it as it is. And no, you're not going to give me this, oh, we're all immigrants, you're an immigrant. Don't give me all that shit, because you know what? Natives weren't here first. If you even took an anthropology class in university, you would know who was here first. And you know what? No one owns land. God owns land. No one owns land. Do you own land? You think you own land? Try not paying your taxes. See who owns your land. Nobody owns land. All right. So not even the natives. They put them on a reserve because they just don't want to deal with them. All right. Smart and common sense. Let's see what I had this put out there just to let you know. Sources tell me that the top 5 CEOs of pharmaceutical companies are holding an emergency teleconference. That was today at 1 p.m. A lawyer has confirmed that everyone is in a state of panic. And we all know what that's from, right? Right, Robert Kennedy? Because he's going to clean a lot of stuff. He's going to clean a lot of stuff up when it comes to the pharmaceuticals. You can guarantee there's going to be more than those CEOs stepping down. Speaking of stepping down and charges dropped, well, would you look at this? All right, this is from Marjorie Taylor Greene. The Department of Justice dropped all cases against Donald Trump. Imagine that. Dropped all cases against Donald Trump. But yeah, what happened there? Oh yeah, because they thought they were going to win. They thought the Democrats were actually going to win. Yeah, that wasn't happening. Good morning. That was far from happening, guys, just to let you know. I would have bet the farm. I would have bet everything I owned if anybody would have been brave enough to bet against me. What's this? What was this? Oh, yeah. It's kind of weird, right? Israel, remember we always heard save Israel for last? Is that just a coincidence? Not a military plan or anything with outcomes already decided before the cues were even posted, full control. So the Hamas calls for an immediate end to war after Trump was elected. Why, guys? Common sense. Why? Why did the Hamas, stop the war with Israel after Trump was elected? Was it because they thought Kamala was going to win and they were going to prolong the fighting, prolong the war, prolong the money laundering, right? Because during Trump years, there was never a war, right? Not one. Then all of a sudden, Putin declares peace talks with Ukraine, Israel, Iran. We're not hearing that stuff no more, right? Wow. Yeah, Donald Trump is definitely bringing in usher in the new world order. Good job, Robbie J. Very good job. Such a Zionist. Very good, man. I hope you get a gold star in your kindergarten class, man, to even think that way, man. I hope you're on the right way. Sorry for insulting you, but you cannot talk like that. And if you don't have any proof and back it up because you're sharing shit that you probably got from CNN and other pieces of shit on Facebook and from Telegram and from other libtards and Democrats, lies, think about it. I mean, okay. And yes, F Israel. I don't even give 2 cents about Israel, guys. I really don't. I don't care about Jews. I really don't. It's got nothing about being Hitler and anything like that. I don't care about religion. I really don't. Religion is the main cause of wars since the beginning of time. Jews think they are the chosen people of God. Jews are the ones that own most of the world. Jews are the people that cause a lot of division. They're the ones that are controlled our music industry. They're the ones that control what we see on TV. They're the ones that control all the puppets in office. So I really don't care for Jews, guys, as much as I don't care for Muslims, right? I don't really care for those religions. That's not racist. See, that's the difference. That's not Jewish. It's not a race. Muslims, not a race. You understand? Those are religions. That's the difference. That's why you guys can't think for yourselves. They got us all so pre-programmed of this whole racist bullshit that they think that if you, I hate Muslims. All right. No, I hate the Muslim religions and anybody that believes in the Muslim religion. That's not a racist, guys. That's being a realist. And when you realize what the Muslim religion is all about, then you'll realize how stupid it is. All right. I think that's common sense also, right? So anyway, I love you guys all. I'm making this short and sweet, but I'm going to show 1 5-minute video. I got to show 1 minute, 1 5-minute video about selling your souls, okay, from the celebrities. And we're going to see a lot of celebrities dropping, all right? But I'm going to show you this 1 5-minute video, guys. I'll be back Monday. And just to let you know, I'll be back Monday with Mr. Roland Cerna, all right? Just to let you know. So I'll have Roland as my special guest Monday because I had to make a short and sweet video tonight for you guys before I take off. Watch this 5-minute video. I love you guys all. Check it out. And it's, you know, I didn't watch the full video. I was saving it for the rest of you guys. Check it out for yourselves about celebrities selling their souls. Here we go.
If your ultimate goal is to be famous, then you're gonna do a lot to get there. Like sign your name in blood in a contract with the devil.
I had my first record ever and selling my soul to Hollywood Records. Sold my soul to the devil. Well, needless to say, sold my soul.
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. Lisa came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
That was a thing for a minute, just from soul to soul, right? Yeah. Do something to soul. They ain't take too long. Go nutty, man.
Did you sell your soul yet?
Did I sell my soul? I sold my soul for you.
I sold my soul at a good price out of sight.
The biggest rumor though now that I sold my soul to Satan. I sold my soul to the devil. This is the first time I'm wearing a long dress, so soak it in, America. Get used to this.
Let's say if the devil comes to you, right? And so I'll give you $100 million, but I want you to turn your back on God. Would you turn your back on God?
Murder was the case. I want my shit to be about cutting a deal with the devil, then getting sentenced to the pen. Then the shit happens.
I was like, now I have to do something pretty ridiculous and insane with my life. So why not sell my soul and go on Jersey Shore? That's what I did.
Sign up for that in the contract. You know that's going to happen.
Yeah, we sell our soul.
Have we sold our soul to the devil? How else can you explain us being here?
I summon Satan, and I write about how I made it.
Where do you summon Satan?
It's in the chapter called Eat, Pray, Love, Conjure Satan. And when I was 12 years old, I signed a deal with Satan in my room, and I was to...
CBS doesn't condone this.
Wait a minute. Because I wanted to get famous no matter what, and, then I forgot that I had this deal with Satan and everything, and then I got really famous. And then one day I, had this tragic singing accident at
yes, I remember that, yeah.
And I realized then that Satan was coming for my soul.
Oh. Made me want to go back to Satan worship. Well, I think it worked for me. It got me a career.
The devil. But I call him Beelzebub, Lucifer. It's how I got this job.
Why is your hand over your eye?
Because I'm a devil worshiper. What are you talking about? Alright, well, I had tickets to see the devil worshiper.
And so I did research in satanic kind of cults and stuff like that. You know, as a matter of fact, in Los Angeles right now, there's like 50,000 devil worshippers. And that's not even include that's not even including the agents.
Yeah.
Good evening, godless sodomites. I'm bringing the truth, John. We're in Hollywood, the belly of the beast. It warps the minds of our children and weakens the resolve of our allies.
The results are often dramatic and always unexpected. We're here to honor achievement in that category.
By giving you a golden idol to worship. Kneel before your God, Babylon!
A lot of people come up here and they thank Jesus for this award. I want you to know that no one had less to do with this award than Jesus. He didn't help me a bit. If it was up to him, Caesar Milan would be up here with that damn dog. So all I can say is, suck it, Jesus. This award is my God now.
Very honored to be able to receive this amazing award from the devil, from the depths of my soul, from the devil, from the depths of my soul.
Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration on how to play this role.
I'd like to thank the devil and all the dark lords. You don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer, I'm gonna...
I made a bargain with it, you know, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my hand.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
That's it, guys. I want to show you that 5-minute video just to show you there is such things. Don't think that you're going crazy and we're conspirators. There is such thing as the devil and celebrities and music, musicians, and so on and so on. So always keep in mind, these weren't jokes. There's many videos of that going around. So we will see you guys Monday with Roland Cerna talking about what happened over the week, especially in the United States. He's got a lot of things to say, he told me. We'll see you guys back Monday at 9 o'clock for Real and Raw Truth, guys. And like Don Cherry says, you people hold that line. And because of the little victory that Donald Trump did, I'm going to play a little pump-up music. You know what I mean? Because it really is a whole new year, guys. It's going to get better. Remember the saying, it will get worse before it gets better. We went through the worst. Now watch it get better. Love you guys all. We'll see you back Monday night.